What's going on, guys? Fun with Knives back again. We got a new Manix here. This is the CPM Spy 27 steeled model, obviously with the blue G10 handles. Spyderco's proprietary steel through Crucible. I think this is actually my first Spyderco with this steel, but if you guys have watched the channel, you know I love the Manix 2 in all of its variations, all the different steels it comes in, but I do like to upgrade them a little bit. So we're going to make this one even cooler. Welcome to episode 8 of the knife upgrade series. So this one's going to be a little bit simpler than some of the other builds we've done, just because I'm not going to replace the scales on these. I actually quite like them. I mean, the color's cool. Blue G10s kind of goes with that Spy 27 steel in their model lineup, that is, but the texture's good and doesn't really need to be swapped out. So we're just going to do a new clip and a new ball cage. So check out the clip first. This is from LynchNW. It is their Northern Sky variation, kind of a gradient from blue to purple, kind of some geometric lines in there, kind of a moonscape. Looks pretty cool, and I think we'll match this blue quite well. And then we got a Flytanium, titanium, obviously, anodized purple ball cage. So I think those colors will actually go together, and we'll call this one the Northern Sky, just to match the LynchNW name for that clip finish. So let's get into it. Okay, we'll try to do this in real time. It's been a while since I've been operating around the tripod, but I do love the Manix for, I mean, several reasons, but I love that it's all T8 hardware, even the clip hardware. Just makes disassembly a breeze. And if I remember correctly from other ball cage installments as well, I do not need to take this knife completely apart. I can basically loosen it and then slide the scale over. So we'll see how this goes. It's been a while, but this is one I think I'm going to enjoy even more. Probably should be doing this on a disassembly mat. Hold on, I'm going to lose some hardware here. I knew I had this out for a reason. Okay, pivot screw, clip screws. Have some semblance of organization here. But yeah, this, and there's just nothing wrong with the Manix 2 out of the box. Never has been. Clip actually carries fairly deep. It's not like half the knife set out of your pocket. And you know, I've never had a plastic ball cage for the ball bearing lock break or anything like that. Just the mechanics just seem slightly improved with that titanium ball cage. It sounds kind of cool, feels better, a little bit more traction when you're pulling down on that lock. And then of course, LynchNW clips ride deeper, and they are pretty awesome. So how did I do this last time? I think we can just pull the scale out of the way like that. Sorry, off camera there. It's been a while since I haven't made any YouTube videos at all, so I'm trying to jump back in little by little when I have time. All these pieces of hardware holding in essentially this kind of lock bar. I knew I should have done that. Son of a... Pick up this whole scale here. That's what we did. Okay, easy enough, easy enough. We'll pretend all of the other stuff was definitely on purpose. So again, this is not a tutorial. Obviously I'm not incredibly skilled at this, but just to save you guys some time, if you switch to these ball cages, this opening for the ball bearing needs to be facing up or towards the rear of the knife when it's installed, like this, because if that's facing down, kind of inverted this way, the ball bearing will fall out and your handle of the lock won't seat correctly. So just something to note there. But let's see if we can do this without making this a 20-minute project tonight. Okay, I'm going to slot that in. And then I'm going to place this here Actually hold that right in place there so we can grab a piece of hardware, just one T8 here, and hopefully get this lock bar area, or whatever you want to call this, to seat, just so we don't have massive spring tension. Pressing on this for the duration of the build. Okay, cool. So now we should be able to replace, actually, we can probably do this side too. Ooh, I'm liking that look already. Okay, cool. Oh, now, okay, that was just a washer from the opposite side that I can grab. Man, I am on the struggle bus a little bit at the moment. Seems to be, there we go. I'll probably go back through and back those screws out one at a time. Toss a tiny bit of blue Loctite in there, just so everything holds. But we're just trying to get this built real fast. I'll probably add some more lubrication to the whole system as well when the time comes. But that was actually better than I thought, and I hadn't done this in a while. Hopefully I'm smart enough to speed up some of this video in post. Put these T8 body screws back in, holding that lock bar together. And then our other side of the pivot. Okay, I'm actually liking the look of that a lot. It doesn't necessarily match, but it doesn't clash. Super solid lockup, maybe just a tiny bit of rock. I think that will fix that there. Maybe let me just scratch all this hardware up real fast. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, I love the feel of that. Okay. And for these Spyderco standard clips, I think this is how they're supposed to be installed anyway, but I usually put my top screw on there like this, feed it into the hole, and then put that on the knife kind of upside down as a package like this. Get that almost snug, and then we're going to rotate it around. You should feel that bite into the handle scale there for some tension on it. Then I do the same kind of process here. Feed it through like that. Make sure we're seated. There we go. And again, I'll go back through and Loctite these on my own time. Doesn't need to be in the video itself. Okay. Get everything nice and snug. Boom. And that build is done. Let's see what she looks like on the normal background here. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Okay, and we are done. We call that the Northern Sky Manix 2. I quite like it. This blue isn't really in this clip much, maybe right in here. So it doesn't match perfectly, but at least the ball cage and the clip purple looks pretty identical. But overall, Northern Sky, pretty cool name for that one. Lots of blues, purples, all kind of cool colors on the color spectrum, and love the way that ball cage feels. It's just slightly sticky, but this is a brand new knife. I've had it for just a little while, to be honest with you. I haven't carried it much in its OEM configuration with its standard clip and everything, so that stickiness will kind of wear out. It'll be nice and smooth, but the lockup's still nice and strong, nice and secure. That clip's got great tension, maybe even a little bit too much, but centering's still good. Oh yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That was the 8th episode of the knife upgrade series. So appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.